Welcome. You've joined me today for a deep dive, and we're going to be looking at something rather unsettling. There's a story came across online, a personal account someone shared, and it really got me thinking about the unexpected corners of the internet and the things that you stumble upon when you just sort of start digging around. You know how it is. Have you ever Googled your own name just out of curiosity? I think we all have at some point, right? It's just natural. You want to see what's out there, what the digital world has to say about you. And for those of you watching along on VJS Corner, if you find this kind of exploration intriguing as I do, make sure to hit that like button below, leave a comment with your own experiences or thoughts on this, and subscribe for more deep dives into the curious and sometimes unsettling aspects of our digital world. Because the story we're diving into today begins with just that a moment of everyday boredom that took a very strange turn. The narrator of this account had a rather unique name, not one you come across every day, and one day feeling a little restless, they did what many of us do.
When we find ourselves with some extra time, they Googled themselves. Now, given the rarity of their name, they weren't really expecting pages and pages of results, so you can imagine their surprise when they found a website with their exact full name as the domain. It was something like www.theiruniquename.natcom. Of course, curiosity got the better of them and they clicked on the link. What they discovered was a website that looked like a message board. And that's where the first little red flag popped up. They checked out the profile associated with the website owner. And the details were strikingly similar to their own. Same age range, shared hobbies, overlapping interests. It was a little too close for comfort. The message board itself seemed to be dormant, no actual posts visible. But those profile similarities were enough to make the narrator bookmark the page. Just odd. About a month went by and the narrator happened to remember the website. They decided to revisit it, and this time things had changed. There was now content entries that read like a personal diary. At first the entries were pretty mundane, just everyday observations, comments about the weather. Mentioning boredom at work, nothing to be alarmed about really. But as time passed and the narrator checked back occasionally, a series of unsettling coincidences began to emerge. For one thing, the website owner mentioned living in the same city as the narrator. Now, considering they shared this uncommon name, this felt like more than just a random chance encounter. What are the odds of two people with the same rare name, living in the same city at the same time? It starts to feel a bit strange. But the connections didn't stop there. The diary entries began to mirror events that were happening in the narrator's own life. It's one thing to share a city with someone with the same name, but when they start documenting experiences that echo your own day-to-day activities, that's when a sense of unease really starts to creep in. The account details some specific instances that really push this, beyond mere coincidence into something truly unsettling. For example, the narrator went to a baseball game one afternoon, and later that evening almost had a morbid curiosity. They checked the website again, and sure enough, there was a new diary entry from the website owner mentioning attending the same game. Now you could say tens of thousands of people attend a baseball game, so maybe it's just chance. But when you add it to everything else, it adds to this growing feeling of being watched or mirrored somehow. What really cemented the feeling that something was wrong were the intensely personal biographical details that started appearing. The website owner mentioned their childhood dog, and its name was exactly the same as the narrator's childhood dog, a rather unusual name at that. Then a picture of a car appeared on the website, and it was the exact same model of car the narrator had driven during their college years. Then there was a mention of a favorite restaurant, a place the website owner apparently frequented. And it turned out to be the same, somewhat obscure restaurant, where the narrator used to eat regularly when they had a previous job. These weren't just general similarities, these were specific personal details that felt far too close for comfort. The truly bizarre climax of this unfolding story occurred on the narrator's birthday. That day they decided to check the website. And what did they see? Happy birthday, messages addressed to the owner. And the date on these messages, their own birthday. This is what finally prompted the narrator to try and make contact with this online doppelganger. They went to the message board section thinking they might wish the owner a happy birthday in return, maybe comment on their shared name, a digital olive branch of sorts, albeit a very strange one. But here's where the truly unsettling nature of the situation became clear. When the narrator tried to type a message, they discovered there was no functionality to do so. It wasn't a real interactive message board at all. It was a static web page designed to simply look like a message board, complete with pre-written posts wishing the owner a happy birthday. In other words, the person behind this website had meticulously constructed an entire illusion of online interaction, of other people engaging with them when, in reality, it was all a carefully fabricated facade. The narrator's immediate reaction was a chilling question. Why would someone go to such lengths to create this elaborate illusion, fueled by this strange discovery and all the uncanny coincidences? The narrator decided to take a more direct approach. They composed a brief, friendly email to the address associated with the website. "Hi there, believe it or not, we both share the same name. Nice to meet you." A seemingly harmless message driven by a desire to understand the bizarre mirroring they'd encountered. The very next day, the narrator went to check the website one last time. It was gone. The entire domain was no longer active. It had simply vanished from the internet. Then they opened their email inbox. There was a single new message waiting for them, a reply to their friendly greeting. The content of that email was short, deeply unsettling, and utterly to the point. "Found you." So there you have it. A seemingly innocent act, a simple Google search born out of boredom, leading to a truly disturbing and inexplicable discovery. What did this account make you think about? The information we share online, and the potential for unexpected and perhaps unwanted connections. Where's the line between casual online curiosity and venturing down a digital rabbit hole we might regret exploring? And what does it mean when our online presence reflects back something or someone that feels eerily, intimately familiar yet utterly unknown? Thank you for joining me for this deep dive into a truly unsettling corner of the internet. If you found this as thought-provoking as I did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe over on VJS Corner. Until our next exploration.